Tonight I was awakened from a deep sleep by a presence that filled the room. This is Terry Lynn Ferguson Easter. That's her name. A figure stood at the foot of my bed, an angel, radiant with light, commanding yet peaceful. Before I could speak, everything around me began to dissolve. The walls of my room melted away, and suddenly I was no longer in my world, but in a vision, suspended above cities, churches, homes, and even the digital spaces that connect us. The angel began to speak, and as he did, what I saw before me came alive with vivid, almost overwhelming clarity. The angel's voice resonated deeply, carrying the weight of eternity. Watch closely, he said. Quote, what you are about to witness is the fulfillment of an ancient word. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? As he spoke, I first saw flashes of the Azusa Street revival. The flickering black and white images showed diverse crowds worshiping together, breaking the racial and social barriers of their time. But then the scene shifted to vibrant color. It was no longer the early 1900s, but our present day. And the revival I was witnessing was unlike anything I could have imagined. The angel's voice carried authority. In the early 1900s, barriers of race, gender, and denominationalism were broken. But now, in this new outpouring, God is breaking different barriers. The divide between rich and poor, digital and analog generations, and the walls that have separated denominations for centuries are crumbling. What you are seeing is a revival of unity, connection, and the breaking of strongholds that have kept my people apart. The world you live in appears fractured, but the Lord is weaving something glorious from the broken pieces. Wow. As he spoke, I saw invisible walls crumbling, with streams of light breaking through and connecting people in ways I couldn't have dreamed possible. Then the scene shifted again. The angel extended his hand, and suddenly rain began to fall. At first, it was a gentle shower, falling on fields where workers prepared the soil. Then the rain became heavier, pouring over ripened crops ready to be harvested. The sight was breathtaking. Remember the promise, the angel said. Ask the Lord for rain in the season of the spring rain. The Azusa revival was the former rain, preparing the soil and laying the foundation. But now, you are living in the time of the latter rain, where the fields are white with harvest. God is calling his people to step into his promise like never before. Wow. I watched as workers flooded the fields, their arms overflowing with abundant harvests. The angel's words continued to echo in my spirit. This isn't a replication of Azusa. It's a revival crafted for this time, for this generation. The barriers being broken now are spiritual and global, bridging the divides between generations, bringing down the walls of division amongst churches, and healing hearts that have been hardened and numbed by years of unrest. Will you answer the call? Will you be a worker in this harvest? In the next moment, I was taken to places I never thought revival could happen. I saw coffee shops glowing with a divine light, homes transformed into sanctuaries of worship, and digital spaces, chat rooms, video calls, overflowing with God's presence. The angel spoke again, his tone filled with promise. Remember the words of the Master. Whoever believes in me will do the works that I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these. Greater works, not because you are greater, but because the time is ripe, and the field is larger, and the workers are many. This is not something you could have engineered. It is a move of God born from the simple act of creating space. And when his people create space, he fills it beyond what anyone could imagine. I could feel the angel's joy as I saw countless points of light igniting across the globe. Revival was breaking out everywhere. Rural towns, bustling cities, schools, workplaces, even through the screens of phones and computers. Each light represented a life being transformed, a community being awakened. The angel's voice resonated again. The Great Commission is being fulfilled anew. The word is alive and active, breaking through physical walls and digital barriers alike. The vision shifted once more, and I found myself in what seemed to be a potter's workshop. Countless vessels in various shapes and sizes were scattered before me. Some cracked, others dusty and forgotten, but unseen hands, working tirelessly to restore them, filled the cracks with gold, adorning the plain ones with intricate beauty, bringing those thought to be useless back into service. The angel spoke softly. Do you see? The vessels of this revival are not the ones the world might expect. The overlooked, the outcasts, the doubted, and the disqualified. These are the vessels God is choosing to fill and pour through. His glory is perfected in weakness. I could barely contain the tears streaming down my face as I saw broken lives being made whole, forgotten people being brought to the forefront, and new leaders being anointed. The angel's final words pierced my heart. Are you ready for this? This revival isn't man-made. You didn't plan it, orchestrate it, or strategize it. All you did was make space in your hearts, in your homes, and in your communities, and God showed up. Remember, it's not by might nor by power, but by his Spirit. Wow. When I awoke, the room was still filled with a lingering presence, and the angel's last words echoed in my spirit. Tell them what you have seen. Prepare them for what is coming. The revival you didn't expect has already begun. As I write this, my hands tremble, and I can only pray that these words will stir the hearts of those who read them. This is not the revival we were expecting. It's the one we've been yearning for.